unconventional conventionalists. It is time for another Bad Girls Rant. Now, I'm a little behind on the fad with this one, just because a lot of YouTubers, when something like this happens, they like to drop whatever they're doing and just jump right on that, make a video right away. But it's not how I work. I'm the type who prefers to just kind of like take a step back, listen to, all points of view, do some research, make sure I get my facts straight, and then I step forward and say what I gotta say about it. So today's rant is about Donald Trump's proposed ban on transgender people from serving in the military. First, I'm gonna clear up two things that a lot of people have wrong about this ban. I'm not defending the ban. I'm just saying that these two things are something that people just kind of jump to conclusions to, but it kind of makes it not as bad as what some people think it is. It is bad. It is bullshit. I'll get to that part, trust me. But these two things are important to mention. The first is that it has not happened. This is something that Donald Trump has proposed to be considered by the judicial system. And so they're presently considering it, but it has not been put into place. So as of right now, trans people can still serve in the military. Trump is trying to stop that. The second thing is that if this does get put into action, it does not mean that all trans people presently serving in military are going to be taken out of it. Everybody, all trans people who are presently serving in the military have the grandfather clause, and they are going to remain in the military for the full duration of their planned run. Their planned service, rather. Alright, so putting those two things out there, it kind of eases the shock a little. That maybe the court doesn't take this seriously. Maybe they'll be like, Trump, shut the fuck up. Be a responsible president for once. But still, to even pitch something like this is just utter bullshit. So I did do a lot of research, and pretty much, yeah, it is exactly as it implies. If this goes forward, then trans people, period, will be banned from serving the military. Trans women and trans men alike. And you know what? They'll probably find a way to include queers in that, non-conforming and third gender. I am absolutely positive they're just going to throw people like that in with trans, and they're going to be banned too. So it's either you're a dude or you're a chick. One or the other, A or B. And anything in between will not be allowed to serve in the military. Which is fucking bullshit. Now why? What's the reasoning for this, you ask? Well, apparently, trans people we are mentally unstable, and our medication and treatment is too expensive for the military, and by banning us, they are going to save money on the military and improve it. First off, that whole thing is complete bullshit, okay? In the description, I'm linking you guys to another YouTuber her name is Steph Sanjati, and I really enjoy her, and she already made a video on this, and she brings the numbers into it. She breaks down all the numbers to the decimal of why this claim is bullshit and why it is such a small percentage and even smaller amount of money that goes into the treatment of trans individuals in the military. Alright, please watch her video. You know what else I find absolutely hilarious? How, the bigots in the government only actually call us transgender when they want to take something away. 'Cause you see, according to them, trans is a mental disorder, and anyone who claims to be trans is just merely a man dressed as a woman, or in the case of a trans man, a woman dressed as a man. Yet, on the pitch of this ban, it says transgender. When it comes time for you to refer to us directly, you say that transgenderism isn't real and we're just our birth gender and we should deal with it. But yet, when you want to take something away from us, suddenly you're acknowledging the term transgender. That is just hilarious, isn't it? The most peculiar thing. Their families can ship it to them. Their families can fill their prescriptions and their friends or whatever. You know, they can officially assign someone here in America to fill their prescriptions and then send it off to them wherever they're serving. Okay? It doesn't even have to be the government's problem at all. Okay? It doesn't. And also the whole thing about, you know, trans people not being mentally stable enough. That's also bullshit, okay? It is definitely not Donald Trump's place to say who is and isn't mentally ready to serve military, okay? There are plenty of cis-conforming people who really aren't ready for military because they just probably can't handle it. Military is stressful. But guess what? There's also a lot of trans people who could handle it. Here's something I find even more hilarious. The uneducated, you know, the generalized uneducated society, when they think trans, they immediately think trans women, and aren't even aware that trans men are out there and exist. And funny thing about that is, not a whole lot of trans women serve in military, okay? But a fuck ton of trans men sure do. And it's like the ones that they think of when they think trans aren't even the ones that they're dealing with in the military, for the most part. There are exceptions. I'm not saying there's not any trans women in the military at all. There most certainly is. But majority of trans people in the military are trans men. And that just shows how stupid and uneducated our president and the judicial system and just our government, our nation in general really is. And that is pathetic. Okay? So, for the President of the United States to make the claim that all trans people are not mentally fit to serve in the military when there's plenty of trans people out there, predominantly trained men, who have plenty of combat training and arsenal training and are really ready to just kick some ass and defend our country, are not permitted to do so because of this fucking stereotype. It is a stereotype. Throwing a large group of people and just slapping a label on them and saying they are not good and say that all trans people are unfit to serve in military. That statement is not equal amongst all people who serve. Therefore, it is taking away the equality of the trans community. Congratulations, Trump voters. I hope you're fucking happy. This has been Bad Girls Rants. Salute.
Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad.